There's no such thing as an H-1B transfer. What? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration attorney practicing law throughout the United States and based here in St. Louis, Missouri. You know, we have a lot of visitors to our website and people who send us emails or call the office wanting to know how to transfer their H-1B from one employer to another. We also get contacted by employers who want to hire someone who already has an approved H-1B. And so we thought we'd make this video to sort of clear up some of the misconceptions between the whole H-1B transfer issue. And the reason I put the transfer in air quotes is because there's not truly a transfer. You're not transferring anything from one employer to another. What is really happening is a new H-1B visa is being applied for. So why is this important and how does this impact the international worker? Well, you're probably familiar with the H-1B lottery. Every year, too many people apply for not enough visas. So in 2015, there were 225,000 visa applications for only 85,000 spots. And we're talking now about the cap subject H-1B visas. So H-1B visas, for the most part, if you're working outside of an institution of higher learning, if you're working for a private employer, you're going to be subject to the cap. And so people who make it through the cap and get an approved H-1B, they hold something that's very valuable. And so sometimes those people with valid H-1B visas want to transfer their job from one employer to another. And so they want to know if they can bring their H-1B visa with them, and more importantly, do they have to go through the lottery? And that's the real thing that's different about someone transferring in. They've already made it through the lottery. That spot that they hold transfers with them, and that's why the H-1B is very valuable for them. So if an employer comes across someone who has an approved H-1B and is working for another employer, they can file a new I-129 petition to get a visa for the person. They still have to go through all the processes and paperwork that are attached to an H-1B. So in many ways, the H-1B transfer is a whole new H-1B application. The only difference being that they don't have to go through the lottery. They don't have to wait until April 1st to apply. They don't have to wait till October 1st to start. But if you're going from a cap subject employer to another cap subject employer and you've already been approved for an H-1B, then you're going to be able to quote-unquote transfer that visa from one employer to another. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that a lot of times employers who sponsor people for H-1Bs will have employment contracts, and there'll be language in the contract that may or may not govern the transfer itself or the leaving of the employee from the first employer to the second employer. So you need to be very careful about that, and you need to talk to an attorney in your state that can help you interpret the contract that you may have signed associated with your H-1B visa. But putting contractual issues to the side for a minute, you do have the ability to take that H-1B visa with you. So an H-1B transfer is something that has a lot of appeal to employers too, because that frees them up to find workers during the course of the year when they may be particularly busy. They may need to hire someone sort of in a pinch. And if someone's already gone through the process of getting an H-1B, then in many ways they're way ahead of the game because the employer only has to go through the paperwork of filing. And that filing entails filing a whole new LCA with the Department of Labor. That takes about 10 days. And then if the employer is smart and pays for premium processing, they should be able to get all their paperwork through the Immigration Service in about 3 weeks or so. So we recently had an H-1B transfer, and the whole thing took altogether about 24 days. So we were really happy with that. We filed a strong application and the paperwork was all done correctly, and the process went very smoothly. So these are the things that employers need to think about. These are the things employees need to think about. An employer who's hiring away an H-1B employer should be careful not to tamper with the employment contract. You don't want to open yourself up to a lawsuit from the first employer. And I'm really surprised that there aren't more problems between initial employers and secondary employers. So I think that's an area that might develop in litigation and might be ripe for problems. So if you have questions about the H-1B transfer process, if you're concerned about it, feel free to give us a call at 314-961-8200. You can always email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. And if you like this video, do me a favor and subscribe to our videos on the YouTube channel. That way you'll be updated whenever we shoot a new video. And if you like this video, give us a like. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us get out the word to other people who might like to learn about H-1B visas, transfers, and all the rest of immigration. Thanks a lot and have a great day.